Hey y'all, it's Saturday, and today I'm going to talk about what a hung parliament is and how you form a government when you have a hung parliament. So first I'm going to go over political parties in the UK for those of you who aren't familiar with them, so jump to probably about 1 minute 30 to start with hung parliaments. So in the UK there's two major parties. There is the Conservatives or Tories, which are on the right. They're kind of like the Republicans in the US, and then there's the Labour Party. They're on the left. They're kind of like the Democrats in the US, currently led by Bernie Sanders equivalent. The smaller parties, there's the Lib Dems or Liberal Democrats. They are center-left, and they are very pro-Europe. They kind of want to just not Brexit at all. That was their main defining thing in this election. Then there was UKIP. UKIP is the UK Independence Party. They wanted Brexit, campaigned for the referendum to begin with, and now kind of just don't exist because they got what they wanted. Then they're they're far right. And then you have the Greens, they're far left. They have one seat, so I'm not going to talk about them a whole lot. And then you have the nationalist parties. In Scotland, you have SNP or Scottish Nationalist Party, and in Wales, you have Plaid Cymru. Those two parties are on the left, and their basic thing is trying to get more power to the governments there, so that Scotland and Wales can make decisions for themselves. And then there's the Northern Irish parties, but I'll talk about those tomorrow because there's not enough time for it today. So what's a hung parliament? A hung parliament is when no party gets a majority. That's literally all it means. No party got a majority of seats. To get a majority, you need 326 seats in the UK. Because there's 650 seats, you need half plus one. So what happens if we have a hung parliament is the real question everybody's trying to figure out. And there's a couple options. One, and this is what happened in 2010 when we had a hung parliament, is a coalition government is formed, which means that two or more parties have a formal agreement, and they share the cabinet positions, and they create legislation and pass legislation together as one government working together. Well, they may not always get along, but that's the basic idea. They have to work together. That's not going to happen this year. None of the parties want to form a coalition. Right now, what's happening is that there's another option, is to form a minority government, and the Conservatives have the first pick to try to form a government and get enough votes to support them. And what they're trying to do is get an agreement with the DUP, which is a Northern Irish party I'll talk about more tomorrow. And what that agreement would be is what's called confidence and supply. So on votes of confidence, basically on saying whether the current government is a valid government or not, and on votes of budget, the DUP would vote with the Conservatives. In theory, that's what will happen. The problem with this, amongst many other things that I'll get into more tomorrow, is that the two parties together very narrowly have a majority, which means that I think if three members of parliament of those 328, I think they have, no, 320, yeah, they have 328 amongst them, I think. And if just three of those members of parliament don't vote with him, they can't pass something. So that means it will be very difficult to come to agreements because they have to get everyone on board, which means that we will probably end up with another election happening either later this year or early next year. So this is gonna be fun. Anyway, I'll see y'all tomorrow. Stay awesome, y'all. Bye!